Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'm coming to you from downtown Los Angeles at the Sheraton. After day one of media interviews, today we were able to speak with Alabama's offense. We spoke with Jalen Milroe, offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, Jace McClellan, Isaiah Bond, who had a fantastic interview. So I want to go over three things today, and we also had an opportunity to watch Alabama practice. But the number one thing happened at Alabama's practice. Now, Domani Jackson was at Alabama's practice. Now, why is this significant? Well, Domani Jackson is in the transfer portal from USC, defensive back, an elite talent, 5-star. There's an interview, not an interview, a video circulating around of Domani Jackson and Coach Saban, real recognize real. And I think that this makes a lot of sense. And I think he's down between Alabama and Michigan. And when you look to Alabama's defensive secondary, we all know that Kool-Aid and Terrion Arnold most likely going to the NFL. And I think Domani Jackson would be an instant impact player. And you can't really say that about a lot of transfers that come in, but Nick Saban has a really high hit rate of transfers coming in and being able to be day one starters. And I think Domani Jackson could end up at Alabama. I honestly do. I think it would be a really good fit with him, and it was really cool to see him at practice today. And who knows, maybe he's going to check out Michigan's practice as well. But him being at Alabama's practice today was really one of the bigger headlines of day one here at the Rose Bowl Media Day. We also had an opportunity to talk with Jalen Milroe, and the best soundbite of the day was when he was like, "Look, former Alabama offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien wanted me to play a different position." And a reporter was like, "How did that make you feel?" And Jalen Milroe, sitting right in this seat, looked at him and said, "How would you feel? It sucked." So I think that what that means to me is clearly Bill O'Brien was wrong again, wasn't the right guy for this job. And Jalen Milroe has continued to play with a chip on his shoulder throughout his time at Alabama. There's been so many naysayers, let a naysayer know. And Jalen Milroe has been able to have that kind of fuel his back end of his mindset and the mentality. My question to Milroe was, what is the mindset of this team at this point in time? Job's not finished. And the job isn't finished. He talked about the mindset that these guys are hungry and that they are going into this Rose Bowl kind of with a one-game mentality. And the job isn't finished for Alabama. Yeah, you win the SEC title, but that's not the end goal of this team. The end goal of this team is to win a national championship. So Jalen Milroe spoke about that. And one of the things that I really wanted to highlight when I got on camera today was the fact that I really like this team. They're not filtered, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Kind of leading into my next guy that I wanted to talk about was Isaiah Bond. Completely candid, unfiltered, really just tells you what is on his mind, and I like that. I like that realism that these players give off. So Isaiah Bond today talked about the Michigan sign stealing and basically was saying that Michigan was looking at the catapult system. The catapult system is basically it gives an idea of how fast the players are running, where they're running on the field, and I don't know kind of more beyond that. But Isaiah Bond said that coaches told them that this was how Michigan was stealing the signs or kind of getting an understanding of Alabama players on the field. So Isaiah Bond was like, look, it's going to take more than sign stealing to beat this Alabama team. He also had a funny moment when he was talking about the best dressed on this team, and he was like, yeah, I'm the best dressed. And after that, you got Dallas Turner, Terrion Arnold, and he was also asked about the Gravedigger, of course, right? And he was like, look, that's not the first game-winning touchdown that I've had during my time. And the third thing that really stood out, it's a great interview. He said that when I'm in Georgia, I'm known as the hometown villain. He's from Georgia. And the reporter was like, did you grow up being an Alabama or a Georgia fan? He's like, there's not many Alabama fans in Georgia. And he was like, when I go back, I'm the hometown villain, and it felt good to win the SEC title game. So I think that those were some of the headlines that stood out for me during Alabama's day one at Media Day. And how this will work is we were able to talk to Alabama's offense today. We were able to talk to Michigan's defense, and I'll talk about that in just a second. And tomorrow we'll talk to Alabama's defense. It kind of rotates, and then you're able to watch practice for about 15 minutes or whatever. Jesse Minter, who is a defensive coordinator at Michigan, fielded questions about Jalen Milroe. and he said that it's going to be a very difficult challenge stopping Milroe. He talked about kind of the growth of Alabama's offense, like we all have been doing, and talked about Tommy Rees really working with Jalen Milroe, and I thought it was a pretty good interview. I'll load that later today so you guys can watch that here on our YouTube channel. Another item that really stood out to me today was we had the first opportunity to see Julian Sayin. Now, he is a freshman quarterback at the University of Alabama, already enrolled in participating here in practice at the Rose Bowl. And in my opinion, he didn't really see too much. I mean, he was throwing like short passes to the running backs, and you couldn't really see much other than his size. But I mean, he's a young freshman quarterback. I mean, not an incredible amount to take away other than the fact that he's number 7 with the black jersey. Saw the other quarterbacks rotating. I'm not sure if I saw Tyler Buckner today or not at practice with the team. Now, Tyler Buckner said that he is going to finish what he started, and that means staying with Alabama. And I know that's probably not a significant piece of news. I'm just thinking about the quarterbacks that I saw. Obviously saw Ty Simpson, Dylan Lonergan, and the other quarterbacks on the roster. So in the period that we were able to watch Alabama practice, David Ballou, who's Alabama's strength coach, is walking around leading the team. The dude is like completely jacked. I don't. He must be like 250 or something like that. And he's leading the team through warm-ups. Coach Saban's going through stretches as he normally does. Looked really good. And we'll get another chance to hear from Coach Saban, I think on Sunday before the Rose Bowl, along with Jim Harbaugh when they have the team press conferences. Trying to think what else stood out. I was talking with Jace McClellan, who, by the way, looked really good at practice. And I think that's a significant piece of news considering the running back room needs him. I mean, they're going to be fine with or without him. I just think, Jace is an elite back, and I don't think, we really knew his status until Coach Saban said on yesterday that he's looking great at practice. Saw him today, and he does look good. And I was talking with Jace and asked him about Jeff Allen and the training staff, and he said that they've done a fantastic job. And think about this. Alabama overall has been really healthy, and the guys that have been banged up, dealing with the ankle injury or foot injury, whatever, those guys have been back. So it was really good to talk with Jace McClellan today. And I guess kind of looking back at my I almost had like a one-on-one interview with Isaiah Bond. I was talking to him about the ride-out mentality. And I said, in my opinion, I feel that the ride-out mentality is back at Alabama. And what I mean by that is kind of like that mindset. And he said, absolutely. Talked about Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice. And he also threw in, he was quick to point out Emmanuel Henderson. I think sometimes his name gets lost in the shuffle, but clearly he can get the job done as well. Emmanuel Henderson, certainly one of the ride-outs to Alabama, along with Jermaine Burton. And Malik Benson, saw him running some routes today. And those guys run great routes. And Holman Wiggins leading that group. I've always been a big fan of the Alabama wide receivers. I just think that this group is that ride-out group, and it's good to see that back. So expect more coverage coming your way right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys supporting the content and helping me get out here to Los Angeles. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, the viewers. So definitely run the thumbs up and support the coaches as well. Coach Smook, Coach Jarrett, Coach Sean, Ty Hayes, all those guys doing such a great job right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Again, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I will be back tomorrow with another recap of what I saw, key quotes, key things that stood out from the Rose Bowl practice. Coming to you from beautiful Los Angeles, California, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube.